Today on PrimeTime League, we count down the most savage plays of the week. Lazerbeams sleeps with the Immortals. And GBM finally gets his swag. Or does he? It's all mine. Oh, PrimeTime League, it starts right now.
No voice crack this time, and a Penta kill for Hootie!
QG Reapers go back to 2015 form. They win it late game in a 5v5.
But Fnatic, with Reckless in tow, have managed to pew-pew their way to a victory. Welcome back, Fnatic!
Hello and welcome to PrimeTime League, the nexus of LOL esports infotainment. I'm Irvington Bism III. That handsome young man is none other than David Phreak Turley. Mwah! And we're ready to get tanky with it.
The amount of skill shots these tanks are absorbing is too damn high. That's why this game is 53 minutes in.
Yeah, Jatt's right. These tanks are very tanky. They absorb a whole crap ton of damage, and it's fun to watch the ones that are coming out here, Nautilus and Rammus being the really major ones here, because it's interesting because they're actually doing more damage than they used to a while back. Sunfire Cape got a couple of buffs in the last maybe 3 or 4 patches. Grasp of the Undying is actually a really big deal to allow these things to actually trade in lane because it actually deals damage. It scales off of their health. That's a big deal. And then we can just talk about Rammus a little bit because out of nowhere, people just decided that top Rammus was just okay to play now. And the funny thing is, between 2013 and 2015, he got played 17 times. In the last 7 days, he got played 5 times. So he's on, crash course to just start hitting a whole lot more games here. But these tanks are so good against the multiple marksman comps. Because unless you're actually building critical strike items like a typical bot lane AD carry like Caitlyn, you will not get through a Nautilus or a Rammus. Your damage falls the heck off, and Thornmail is still super incredibly strong. So it counterpicks a lot of the common champions played right now.
So look at this quick. If you were to pick it up, or you say looking at these teams picking it up, are these actually things you can kind of throw in there and just be a Rammus, or does it actually take time to work that into your comp?
Rammus is not all that hard to play. I mean, comps are comps, right? Like no matter what champion you pick up, there will be comps where it fits and comps where it doesn't. Yeah. But by and large, like Rammus is fairly easy. You have to just sort of understand that like sometimes you just go really hard and understand that you're practically invincible and you got to start the fight for your team.
That's one of the best. Keep it rolling and keep it going. So let's keep this show rolling along and drop a line on the pros. You know what it is. It's time for the newest installment of Mic Check.
Remember, guys, your whole life led up to this moment.
Yes, and this is only a step in the process. Yeah, you give it like a huge speech, and then it's like enemy team pentakill.
Okay, let's go.
I'm done losing.
I'm super down to win.
I'm all out of losing juice.
Yeah.
I need to order some more losses from Amazon. I'm addicted to losing.
And.
Hey, we did it, guys.
Give me, Give me, please! Hey, here! Hey! Hey, give me here! Please! Why don't give me?
You know, it's my birthday, and Froggin's, and Cutie Pie's. Dude, I just want my own birthday, but everyone's like, Happy birthday, Pearson and Froggin!
You're fine, Peel back, Exhausted. Okay. Nice! Fucking win! What's happening?
Save the Lucian!
Save the Lucian!
Get Ulster! Lucian's Ulster, okay?
Run it! Oh, shit! Kill him!
Nice! Run down mid!
We're fine. Yo, fight. I'm healing rush. Keep cutting back. Yo, come on. Get back. We got this. Go. I'm healing rush. Do you wanna go? I'm healing Siki. Careful. Come on. Get him. We win. I got you. The ball. Oh shit, I died. Kill him.
Stop! Go top and finish.
Can we even finish?
Oh my god. Let's go
50
top.
seconds,
Just go top.
Relax. Nice champion, Tubbs.
Jason, who's your favorite 17th century composer?
Who's yours?
Pachelbel.
Nice, guys. Look at finish. Good job.
Let's end.
Oh, Penta kill.
Okay,
you can
Penta,
get it.
Penta, go.
Get it, get it.
Oh, finally.
Finally.
The first time in my life.
Congrats.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
You interrupted my singing. I was singing the national song here.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song.
Welcome everyone to DeathTimers, where we talk about League of Legends and your votes continue to be wrong. This week we're going to break down the battle for second place in North America between Counterlogic Gaming and Cloud9, also known as the NALCS Match of the Week. And stepping onto the PTL riff with me today is none other than Joshua Jatt Leisman. Welcome back to DeathTimers. You didn't win by enough, so now you're still here.
82% wasn't enough.
No.
I'm going to do better this week.
Yeah, I think Kobe got like 95 or something ridiculous.
I think I can go for 101. That's
101% of the vote.
Yeah.
Guys, please, if you can get him 100% of the vote, that would be awesome.
Every time you tweet #FreakLose, it just drops it.
Yes.
So it can go below 100%.
#FreakLose, get out number #FreakWin, and then we also have #JattWin. Please don't. Okay, so we're going to talk about C9 versus CLG. And in order to make our arguments better, we brought a Korean coin to flip, 500 won here.
Yep, this is a coin. It's got numbers on one side and a bird on the other. So if I flip a bird, I'll go for Cloud9. And if I flip a number, then I'll do CLG. Okay.
Makes sense. Here we go.
Whoa.
That is NA coin toss?
Super NA coin toss.
Let's do it again.
I did it so
But
many
NA's only
times.
best of one coin toss.
Okay, I have
numbers.
So I'm CLG.
You're saying that CLG will be the winner of this match?
Yeah.
For second place right now. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you willing?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, DeathTimers.
CLG will absolutely beat Cloud9. It didn't work out so well for them last time, but I think the things that led to that defeat won't happen again. Last game, xSmithy had a pretty bad game out of the jungle, and he's playing better than he has all season. He's playing jungle middly, where he was the highest gold and highest damage on his team, so he's actually a very versatile player, as well as Gragas being back in his pool. Also, you look at the way that CLG often wins with lane swaps, and you look at the way that Cloud9 has been winning lately by just grouping up and brawling in the mid lane. Cloud9 also wards less than any other team in North America and kills less wards than any other team in North America. So that's actually really bad against a well-coordinated split-pushing team like CLG. So I think CLG can bring their organization. I think they've leveled up since the last time they played. And I think they can take down Cloud9 since Cloud9 has really just been brawling people, and CLG will win with a more strategic game.
All right, and we got 1 second left, so perfect. Well timed, Jatt.
Awesome. Maybe I have a sense of what 45 seconds is.
That's really impressive that you can count seconds as though there's like a clock or something.
Yeah, let's see how you do.
Much worse. Yeah, okay, so why I think C9 will beat CLG. I'm already setting myself up for failure. This is great. Why I think C9 will beat CLG, 3, 2, 1, timer for me. And I think while you're right that like the elements of map control are there for CLG and they are a coordinated team, Cloud9 win on individual skill. I think in almost every single lane here, Jensen will body everybody. Sneaky is absolutely amazing. And High can outshot call anyone in North America. Rush is just a god as well. And he's like there in Reign over tier as part of the best junglers. So individual skill is here, and that is a big deal. When teams get close, having that 5% advantage is huge. The fact that they're getting less wards out and yet still looking like such a good macro team, right? This team got to play around a TSM Kog'Maw who had 7 kills and still outplayed that squad. Like, I don't care what tools you have, C9 still does better with less tools, and High is that good at this. So it's just a well-rounded package of amazing players, amazing shot calling, amazing team fighting, and that's how you win a game of League of Legends. #FreakWin.
Whoa, do you see the clock somewhere? Because I can't see a clock.
I looked over in silence 1 second, and I was like, I'll just say #FreakWin.
That's fair.
Yeah. So that's what happened. I think it was a better argument, but we're going to go for the 101%. Jatt, good luck with you.
We'll see.
On the win. Now that you've heard what we've had to say, we want to hear your thoughts, though. Of course, whether you've made the right or wrong choice, doesn't matter. Tweet out esports, #FreakWin, #FreakLose, #JattWin. Use all three, whatever. Let us know who's going to win the argument. Hopefully it's me, and if not, it's 101% for Jatt.
You have never won.
I don't think I have.
Don't even worry about those. #RivWin. We're in the boat. We'll sail off into the sunset. That's all you need. Now we start out our NALCS Week 7 preview with some sad news. On Monday, Energy AD carry Altec announced that he was stepping down as the starting bot laner for the team effective this week. He made it clear via Twitter that this was his decision alone and not a benching. Altec specifically and Energy in general have been struggling recently. The team has lost 4 of their last 5 games and are very much in danger of dropping out of a playoff position. Altec's individual performance mirrors Energy's troubles as the AD carry ranks in the bottom 3 across almost every statistical category for his role. It's going to be Super Sub Lod that will be taking Altec's place in Energy's starting lineup this weekend, and it will be Lod's 3rd LCS team this split, having filled in already for Renegades and Echo Fox earlier this spring. But now from the disappointing to the nearly divine, it's time for our weekly check-in about how awesome Immortals are doing. They're now 12-0, go figure, the most wins to start out an NALCS split, even with their less than stellar win versus the Renegades. Immortals stats are still crushing those of the 2013 C9 team and the undefeated Fnatic squad from the EULCS. Speaking of undefeated, it's now 324 days since Huni and Reignover last lost a regular season game. It's ridiculous. Unless you're watching this on Thursday, then it's going to be 325 days. Now, many people have pondered on the Immortals' success. What makes them so special? Reignover's jungling, Huni's Meimeis, Turtle's Trolls. In a quest for knowledge, PTL's Lazerbeams packed his sleeping bag, his toothbrush, and headed to the Immortals' house for the most epic sleepover of all time.
Hey, what's up, dude? It's Adam from Sleepover?
Yeah, alright. The guys here for a sleepover, guys. Yeah, come in, man.
Alright, awesome. Oh my god. Dude, this is so sweet. This is your setup? Oh my god, it's Huni. Oh. Hey, dude, what's going on? Hey. Oh.
Whoa, come on.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
My bad.
Alright, I'm gonna lay down the rules right now.
Okay.
There's house rules, alright? Rule number 1.
1.
Don't touch the pros.
Got it.
Alright?
No touching. Okay.
Rule number 2. Don't give Huni any alcohol. He's only 18.
Okay.
Alright? Okay, rule number 3.
There's 3. Okay.
Yeah. Don't eat my Nutella.
Okay.
Alright?
You got my word. I can deal with those.
Alright.
Can I get a tour?
Yeah, sure, man.
Alright.
Right.
You?
Yeah,
great.
Go.
And we're off. Okay, oh my god, here we go again. Oh no, we're in the kitchen, we're in the kill. The protein, there's so much protein down in the dungeon. We're in the dungeon right now, it's going so fast. Oh my god, we're in the bathroom now, we're going up, above, all the way to the top. These are better, look at these bedrooms, they're so nice. Oh my god, there's a palace in it, that's a plant, that plant is so nice. Oh my god, those Jordans, those are Jordans. I think they were Jordans. And then we're going over the... Okay, well, after that, it's time to get intimate. Welcome to your kitchen. Woo! If you could be romantic with one champion, who would it be?
What do you mean, be a romantic?
A girlfriend, or a wife, or a side lady.
Oh, just one champion?
Well, I think Katarina has a really nice personality.
Soraka.
If you could be something other than a pro player, what would it be and why?
I want to be a professional cook so I can feed good food to people. I want to be a designer.
A designer?
Yeah.
Of what?
Interior design.
President.
I think I'd be like a rich Saudi oil prince. That sounds kind of cool.
If you could punch one of your fellow teammates right in the face, who would it be?
Reignover.
Tell me a secret.
Adrian doesn't know any Korean, but he always acts like he does.
I don't have underwear.
All those questions made my buds hungry, so as the butter sizzles, we get ready for a snack off. On today's snack off, it's going to be the spicy grilled cheese challenge. Huni.
What's up?
Are you ready?
Of course.
Let's do this. Please enjoy. Delicious, huh?
Bill?
Do you like it? No? He doesn't like it. Oh, come on.
Wow.
Look at this. Look at the cheese. Look at the cheese.
Look at this crispy. I made like slightly like melting and like crispy and
Perfect combination, you know?
So I won? I won this?
No.
No?
No.
I won this, right? Come on, man.
You won being the worst one.
Okay. All right, Huni. You won.
Huh. Of course.
I'm a gentleman, and I got you a gift.
Whoa.
It's your prize, my friend. Some root beer. Or is it? The day is winding down, and I still have some rules to break. Let's get them in real quick. Now, I would love to stay up with my new BFFs and watch this Steven Seagal flick, but all this fun has me tuckered out.
Hey dude, wake up. Hey dude, it's 1 p.m. dude. Come on.
What?
It's 1 o'clock. You gotta wake up.
Alright, my bad.
You gotta go.
Oh my god.
Should you have a good sleep, dude?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I'll just grab my bag and I can say
Yeah, let's say goodbye to the guys.
Alright, cool. A new day has come, and with it, friendship. Bonds were created last night that shall stand the test of time and endure even the harshest trials and tribulations. I don't want to leave, but unfortunately, I have to. Well, I did it again. I did it again. Successful sleepover. It was kick-ass. The dudes were awesome. They gave me all this cool swag. I mean, they don't just give that to everybody. Man, what a good time. Anyway, catch me at my next sleepover. Maybe it'll be in 2 years. Maybe it'll be next week. All I know is it's gonna be awesome. Those mother...
Two things, never sleep at Immortals, and now we know Hooney knows his grills. Anyway, this Tuesday, LOL Esports tweeted out a close-up of a sculpted brow that could easily belong to a supervillain. But it doesn't. It actually belongs to Fnatic's rookie support, Cly. Sorry, young buck, Pabs was right. Since replacing Noxiac in Fnatic's starting lineup, Cly has, putting it delicately, struggled. His 2.1 KDA is the lowest for any starting European support. But Fnatic has gone 2-2 in those games, and W's are the only stat that really matters. You need more, it helps you get to playoffs, it helps you win things. You can check out Cly and Fnatic in their quest for another W this Thursday when they take on Hugs 2K in the European Match of the Week. Now, for more on the European LCS, let's send it around the world to Shox and Crepo, who are hanging out in Berlin.
Hey guys, we're fast approaching week 7 of the European LCS, and Shox was so kind to invite me over to talk a little bit, or I invited her, leave that in the middle, to talk a little bit about the European LCS. And the first thing we kind of have to mention is that as the weeks go on, the standings gets more clear and clear about who are the top teams and who sadly are looking to fight for relegation.
Yeah, and I think it's really clear, as also showed in the standings, rather, G2, H2K, Vitality are the teams to look out for. And I think if you look at the way they play, it's very clear that these are the front runners going into playoffs and going into those spots for Rotterdam, very importantly.
Yeah, definitely top 3 in the league. 2 of the teams with a similar style, Vitality and H2K, and then G2, kind of the rookies coming in, just fighting everywhere. Yeah. If you look at the bottom of the tables, it is looking like Splice is the team that will emerge out of the relegation battle and hopefully finish 7th. Elements, Rockcat, and Giants are looking to see who wants to avoid that last spot and gets at least the best seeding for going into promotion. Teams will get a little bit of a break as they go to Katowice next week, obviously, except for Origin and Fnatic, who will be fighting there. But this week, because it's our last week before Katowice, we try to give it some flavor and change the team a little bit.
Yeah, we've got the coaches coming over. Well, they're always there, obviously, but we're going to talk to them. We're going to invite some of the coaches on the desk to shine their light on the other teams and the other matches, so they get a little bit of the spotlight. And I'm really looking forward to talking to Sean's a little bit more. We know him very well because he coached Gambit last season around and got some things going there, but now he's the head of this super team called Vitality, or we definitely called it that. Shook called it that as well. And Vitality, I mean, they've incredibly impressed me over the last 2 weeks. They've gone 4-0. They've beaten H2K, UOL, G2. They massacred OG in the last 2 weeks. They have doubled the gold lead they accrued at 15 minutes. They tripled compared to weeks 1 to 4 what they accrued at 20 minutes. And I just think that Sean's, or all the influence we had, we will talk to him and hear what exactly he's done, but he has diversified game plans in-game. He has strong individual players that he knows how to make shine. He has different picks and bans, and I'm really, really impressed by what he's done with this team.
Yeah, definitely looking like one of the few former players that can actually leave its mark on the coaching scene. And I think it's really cool that we start looking at these coaches and get their opinions a little more, because there's so much secondhand information, but very often do we not actually get to ask the coaches the real questions. And the coaching landscape in terms of like branding, like figures, it's kind of barren. We all know Daylor, but the only reason a lot of people like Daylor is because he doesn't speak that much.
He's a mystery.
He has a mystery, very top down. Another ex-player that I think does a fantastic job coaching for me is Prawley.
Yeah.
And we actually got the chance to sit down with him, talk to him a little bit in a feature this week. Both me and Deficio went over to the H2K house, and I got swept away, honestly. Prawley utterly impressed me with the way and just how convinced he was in his coaching style.
Did you agree with everything he said?
I fundamentally disagree with some of the points he has in terms of his style, but I'm just so fascinated by how adamant he is about it and how much responsibility he's willing to bear. So that is definitely something I hope we can get on the show too, talking to Prawley. Hopefully the feature will turn out great too. And it's just something that we hopefully get to shed more light on, talk a little bit to the coaches, see what the players think, what the coaches think about different teams. How good is their in-game analysis, get them on the analysis, let them analyze the game a little bit, see which coaches have the best in-game knowledge.
Yeah, maybe sometimes they won't want to give too much away, but we are going to talk a lot of topics with those coaches. It's quite interesting to me that you have your eye on Prawley and I have my eye on Sean's. As you said, they're kind of similar teams. They play very methodical, they have a good style, as opposed to G2, who's just aggressive all in. What is the most durable for you?
I mean, for me, the slow and steady style works. Obviously, Prawley's been able to do that in multiple H2K lineups, but only time will tell. And to find out the real answer is this week, European LCS in Berlin.
No, you're not dreaming. It's me, it's Phreak with your PTL Fantasy Minute. Let's start with the studs. Up first, a mid laner. GBM, oh man, from Energy. He's actually been super solid for most of the year. Only about half of you are starting him, but he's up against Renegades and Impulse. Like, this should be honestly about as free as it can get here for Energy. He got 27 points almost against TIP last time. Honestly, should be very good for him. Next up, Team Liquid jungler Dardoch is actually going to be solid this week. I told you last week to hold off on buying tickets to the hype train, but this time around, you can ride Dardoch all the way to victory? Phrasing? Either way, this should be honestly super solid for him. TSM and Impulse, last time we played these teams, 41 points total. Really good point total for a jungler. Recommend it. Finally, one last player to talk about, Hylissang. Oh man, not only is he the #5 support in fantasy overall in general, but he's also one of the best supports in Europe. He's gonna do really well against Rocket and Splice. Those should be wins. Honestly, they should be really solid. But with studs, of course, come duds. Let's check out the guys you should be benching this week. Darshan, hate to say it, but it's true. CLG have a really tough schedule. As you can see here, Immortals and C9 are not easy teams to face. Not only that, they do well against opposing top laners. He only got 21 points combined against these teams last time around. Next up, Origin jungler Amazing, also not looking too good for him. Origin are only 6-6 in the first place, so it's kind of a mediocre team. And they're against G2 and Splice. Now, G2 are super solid. Splice, just don't give up many points. These are the number 2 and 3 teams in least points against for a jungler. That's bad. He got 4 points against G2 last time. Not a good thing. Finally, last thing to talk about here, 3 studs, players that are off the teams right now. Altec has stepped down from Energy. Now, Energy have an easy schedule, so if you want to pick up his replacement Laud, then go for it. That's actually pretty solid. Next up, Rudy is gone from Unicorns of Love. They don't want to play with him anymore. They've picked up Lulex, who did go to Worlds last year, so that could be a jungle option for you. Unicorns also a pretty decent team over in Europe. And finally, Extinct has been replaced by Noxiac, who was formerly on Fnatic. This is for Rocket here. This is probably not a replacement to go for. You probably shouldn't be playing Rocket members in general. It's not a very strong team right now, but if you really need one, then I guess you can go for Noxiac. He's a pretty solid player. Really, it's up to your risk though. But guys, this has been your PTL Fantasy Minute. Here's hoping that all your fantasies come true.
So, while you fantasize about all your wins and Phreak heads back to the desk, let's head over to South Korea where LCK kicked off Week 7 on Wednesday. Rocks finished the first half of the split with a perfect 9-0 record after taking out Spenu, while KT's win over Longzhu rolled them back up to second. Meanwhile, the world champions SKT are tied for 5th place in match records, but are 1 game behind Longzhu in Games 1, which means if playoffs started today, SKT would not be in them.
Is anyone surprised, really? The curse of Worlds, yes, it still exists in League of Legends. If you win Worlds, you will not show up next year, and you'll probably just suck in general. This time, SKT yet again, doing badly. And it's weird, like, they lost their last 2 matches in a row for the first time since summer 2014. These guys normally never slump, but shocking, even year, of course. They lost to Africa Phreaks, which is pretty bad. Like, for those not familiar with the LCK, that's like losing to like Team Marn back in the day. I mean, Claky D really was just that bad, you know? But SKT, some people have excuses for them, right? They've subbed in Scout in the mid lane, they've subbed in Blank in the jungle, they've dropped a few games because of that. But no, these guys are losing with Faker and Bangi. I got those names together backwards, but this is weird. They lost Marin, but Duke's still honestly pretty good. They lost EasyHoon, but like they still have Faker. That shouldn't matter. And so these guys are just kind of a little bit lost, right? A lot of people are criticizing Bangi's ability to play the current champions. There's a lot of carries right now that he's not all that good at. If you can just stick to the rec side, that would be good. So, you know, there's myriad issues here, but SKT can maybe hope to fix them by summer.
It's the precedent that they've set for themselves. So they have to keep stepping up to that bar. When they don't, it looks even worse. So that's got to be even harder from the community coming in. Well. Hopefully things can sort themselves out, and we'll still see the SKT that everybody remembers. It's always awesome to see this game. Yeah, right. One team that hasn't fallen off from last year, however, are defending LMS champions AHQ, always at the top of the list. AHQ has yet to lose a game, let alone a match this spring. And last week, they destroyed TPA in the LMS BF match of the week. AHQ took both Nexus in 34 minutes or less during the sweep. That's punishing.
Yeah, these guys are just absolutely incredible. I mean, we've talked about Immortals a little bit in NA. We've talked about the Rocks Tigers in Korea, all these dominant teams, but there is no team with a better record of dominating their region than AHQ. AHQ are the region-dominant team in League of Legends. They haven't been defeated in like a year in the LMS. Keep in mind, this was a top 8 team at Worlds. They lost to SKT.
That's where it goes to. They still continue on to Worlds with this.
Right. This is a team that has remained in form, and heck, they've even gotten better. Their macro gameplay is good. They control objectives really well. They haven't even given up a Baron this entire spring split. Spoiler alert, neither has Immortals. And it's awesome because they're also doing this with multiple players. They play Westor half the time, they play Chowie half the time, one blue, one red. They're just crushing absolutely everybody. And this is a complete package team. I want to see them continue to dominate LMS, and I want to see them show up and do well at MSI, because I think right now people are sleeping on this region a little bit too much, and AHQ can, I think, make the finals.
So this is why somebody needs to come up with one of those manager games where you can pit these two teams head to head together when you already see stats like this halfway through a split. It's absolutely amazing, and I can't wait for MSI, for Worlds, everything. It's so far away, but I want it to be close.
I know.
So while AHQ and North America's Immortals are still perfect, for China's Xiaogu, their perfect run is done. Last week in Game 2 of their series against Vici Gaming, Xiaogu decided to sub in Uzi, and the win streak was donezo. However, Xiaogu did bounce back to take Game 3 and keep their perfect match record intact. So they've got that going for them.
Yeah, I feel like being 7-0 in best of 3 isn't a bad way to start a season here overall. So props to them. Meanwhile, in the LPL's Group B, Royal Never Give Up continues to lead the pack despite losing their second series of the year last week.
That's right. Xiaogu in first place in Group A, RNG in first place in Group B. You can't ask for a better BF match of the week than the match going down in China this Friday. That is going to be the battle between first place Xiaogu and first place RNG, with first place in the LPL power rankings on the line.
This is going to be so much fun to watch. The only battle up once this split until the playoffs here. And again, this is going to be super awesome. This is the one and only match that they're going to have best of 3 between the two best teams in China. QG has, of course, super duper impressed ever since they qualified for LPL last year. They nearly made Worlds. It was a really close run for them. I think they were 1 spot back from that one. And the funny thing is, they don't even really have to play Uzi. They're so good, Uzi sits on their bench. He's played 3 games. That's pretty insane.
Well, he's still alive.
He is still alive, but this team is amazing. Mata and Looper are on this roster. These guys are amazing as well. They're lesser known players like Wux and MLXG are super good. Xiaohu also quite nice. He spent some time with some bad teams, but he's actually really good in the mid lane as well. And honestly, it's 2 good teams. Royal Never Give Up, also super strong. They've got Name and Insec. Those are subs. These teams are incredibly good. Their synergy's on point. The best teams in China.
It's good. Looks good on paper. We'll see if it looks good on the Rift. So while you set a reminder to check out that epic battle of first place teams, let's take a magical journey to this week's Twitter question.
Sorry, but now I know what Lulu's teammates feel like, right? Last week, we asked you to tell us which 5 champs we played the most during this week's LCS games. And for a chance at the Hall of Fame, how many total times will those champions be played But the top 5 most champions were in the LCS, Corki, Braum, Gragas, Alistair, and Lucian. And how many times they were played in total was 59 times. Now, the answer to how many of you got it right was no one. Looks like the rabble-rouser really put you guys over a barrel with that one. Now, before you go into a drunken rage, let's move on to a tweet that had the PTL staff exploding with laughter. And it all started with a little serenade by Trevor Quickshot Henry in Tuesday's Challenger match between SK Gaming and Millennium.
The culling will not kill him, and Vodex stays alive. Staying alive.
So awkward shoutcasting aside, Trevor's call in the keys of B and G inspired at Ockbackbur to create this wonderful situation here. And for killing it in this PS battle, we'd like to induct him into the PTL Hall of Fame. So congratulations, Murillo. And if you want to join him, you can always send an epic tweet to @esports with the hashtag PTL. Or if that's not your thing, just get this week's question right. Maybe. Now, before we do that query, let's give you guys a little bit of backstory. Heading into week 6, there had only been 6 times in the history of the LCS that teams combined to earn more than 200,000 gold in a game. Last week, it happened twice. Vitality and H2K combined for 213,912 gold, while Liquid and Fox combined for 206,228. And did you know that's the second time this spring that Liquid has gotten a 200,000 gold game? Earlier this spring, versus Renegades, they combined for 214,090. So again, a lot of money earned by these guys, but that is still 35,000 gold less than the all-time record. Complexity versus Curse in summer 2014, 80 minutes the dream that Nexus popped, and it was 249,892 gold. Okay, so a lot of money aside, that got us thinking. We want to know, which Week 7 LCS game will have the highest combined team gold total? And for a chance at the Hall of Fame, tell us how much total gold that will be within about 1,000. So I'm going to say Liquid versus Impulse at 170K. If I'm right, good for me. If I'm not, maybe you guys will get it. If you want to play along, remember to tweet @esports with the hashtag PTL and get your answers in before Game 1 of the European LCS. Do that and you're golden. So while you run your own algorithms, check out the top 5 calculated plays of last week. Or as Hooney can call it once again, or actually, since gifts don't really count, let's go with, as Deft can really call it, the Penta. Dashing into number 5, from Brazil, INTZ's Macau was relentless as he picked up a quadra kill.
E aí, a NTZ quer operar um milagre, vai tentar tirar a equipe da CNB dentro do covil do Barão e vai conseguindo. A CNB bate em retirada, chegou o Tokens, obliterou o primeiro, ele quer o segundo, vem pra sombra viva, o Vest é eliminado. A INTZ vai abatendo a equipe da CNB pouco a pouco, neutralização que acontece, sobrou a Osh, perseguição, consegue o abate, triple kill pro Mikan, ele quer o quadra, ele quer mais, perseguição que acontece, sobrou somente ele, tá lá! Mais uma eliminação, quadra kill do Mikan!
Flying in at number 4, the Immortals Hooney struck down every one of his opponents.
Matt will go down, an unstoppable Hooney, and a nice combo comes in from Rainover, means Lorlo will go down as well. A double kill for the Quinn. Adrian knocked in, the vault continues, and a triple kill comes through. Make that a quadra kill for Hooney. No voice crack this time, and a penta kill for Hooney.
Liquid's members evaporated as Echo Fox's Keith picked up 4 kills in our number 3 play.
The flash combo comes in, and Dardock, he gets Froggen, and Froggen's gone. They catch back into Phoenix. Oh no, they got Piglet, and now Dardock is low, and Keith is still alive. He's doing so much damage. It's a double kill. It's another one picked up. That's everybody from Team Liquid just dropping. Oh my God, Keith is a superhero.
Shifting into number 2, QG's Pico put on a true display of skill in this 1v2.
He can still get out of this or try to 2v1.
He's going to go in for a Dark, actually. He outplays the dash there with the Arcane Shift, and he's going to keep going. The minions do way too much damage. Pekka with a double, what a god!
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. I want to see how he picks up this double kill though, because minions.
It's the creeps. They're in a massive wave of baroned up creeps. Look at how much damage Thresh is taking from the giant cannon creep.
And in our number 1 play this week, EDG's Deft wreaked havoc on LGD as he picked up a 4v5 pentakill.
Oh, Shockwave hits her into EDG. Koro has to get his way out as Pawn is still trying to end it. Deft will die as Deft goes nuts. There's the triple out from Deft. Gonna try looking for another Penta versus LGD. The triple is there. I think that's the quadra. Is it gonna be the Pentakill? It will be.
LGD not catching a break, and Deft getting a chance to make his opponents cry. And remember, if you see a play that needs to be shared with the world, hit us up at LOL Esports. Use the hashtag #ThePenta to get your favorites into next week's countdown. It's going to be awesome. And while we still will be counting down the next week's biggest plays in a brand new Penta, there will not be an episode of PrimeTime League. PTL will return the following week with broadcasts on Wednesday, March 9th and Thursday, March 10th for your viewing pleasure. But before we go AFK for a week, we've got one last thing to hit. Last week, GBM impressed everyone with his English, his dancing, and his passion for swag, aka stuff we all get. Well, everyone but GBM, that is. You can see what I mean in this week's last hit.
Give me, yeah! Give me, please! Hey, here! Hey! Hey, give me here! Please! Why don't give me?
I've got your swag right here, GBM. I've got your swag right here. This has got to be over. This has got to be over.